welcome to Happy Horror Time. My name is Tim Murdoch.
And my name is Matt Emmert, and we are back commenting on all the recent horror headlines. So the first thing that broke last week was we heard from Matthew Lillard, aka Stu Macher.
You heard from him personally?
We didn't hear from him, but we heard he commented on Scream 7 and a little bit about his involvement. The first thing he said was that he was definitely not supposed to be announced until the trailer. Now, Tim, remember when we first found out that Matthew Lillard was coming back to Scream 7 and we were like, how?
Well, actually, if a TV falls on you, I think you can live.
Oh, really? Have you tried it?
Yeah, smash.
Well, number one, we were like, how is that possible? And number two, we thought, this is big news. Why would they spoil it so early? So apparently what he said is that when they were shooting it, he knew, or they knew, that there could be leaks if, as he's going into the studio to film, and it would have been very difficult to keep things like under wraps. So that's why they broke the news. But another thing he said is, and of course he was really coy on like what his part is going to be, but he said he had a ton of questions for Kevin Williamson when he called him, but he's really ecstatic. He hopes fans are happy. Hopes people are excited to see him. And it's like working with old friends with Neve Campbell. So I am going to try to decode that, Tim. You ready?
Go for it.
If he worked with Neve Campbell, he's got to be in a scene with Neve Campbell.
I agree, but maybe it's one of those scenes in the movie like where like she shuts the mirror and like he's in the mirror.
And she's like, oh, no,
And she's like, oh, I gotta take some pills.
I've said this on other episodes. I 100% don't think Matthew Lillard is alive, or Stu. I think that whoever the new killer is tormenting her with either AI or some sort of deep fakes and putting former killers into either messages or videos or something to fuck with her.
Do you remember the movie Disclosure with Demi Moore and Michael Douglas?
Of course.
That's the route they're gonna go.
So
do you remember AI at the end?
No, I just remember her like going down on him, right?
Well, not that aspect of the film, but at the technical side of the film, Disclosure. And I know that's a 1994 film.
94
so happy 30th.
That's
or 40th? I don't know.
Yeah, it's 31 years, but I don't think they're going to do that.
I think so.
I do think, though, that he's involved somehow with Sydney, and he's probably taunting her, and he's not alive, but I'm sure it was like 1 or 2 days shoot. I just want Mrs. Loomis back. Get Laurie Metcalf on the phone, Tim.
I will. Hello, Mrs. Midcalf.
Mrs. Midcalf?
Yeah. Hello, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie from Roseanne.
And Jackie.
And the Connors and whatever. Anyway, so that's all we got from Matthew Lillard on Scream 7. But in other Matthew Lillard news, because he was making tons of news last week, apparently he is in talks to be a part of the Carrie TV series that is coming to Amazon, but no word on what part he will play. Now, Tim, we are both big fans of Carrie the movie. We have both not read the book. What part do you think Matthew Lillard could play?
I just want to reiterate that I've seen Carrie with Chloe Moretz.
Oh, you've seen
yes,
that
the
version,
Carrie
remake
5 times in the theater.
That is crazy. But how many times have you seen
fan.
the original Carrie?
Oh, I love that. Probably 20. But back to your question. I think he'll probably play a high school student.
I don't think so. I think he's gonna play Sue Snell.
Yeah, he's gonna play Sue Snell.
He's gonna be like, Carrie, I want to help you out.
He goes, what do you mean I'm not in high school?
I just want to be your prom date.
He goes, I'm not a senior in high school. I'm a senior citizen.
Yes. So, okay, if the gym teacher is female, he must play. Maybe he's like the kooky professor who can't get her name right. Remember in the scene where he says Cassie and she says it's Carrie.
Yeah, he could be the principal. I actually think that's a fantastic role. And there's a lot of ways you can go. Like, I'm sure it's 8 or 12 episodes, so I think a principal is like very relevant.
I also know that the book obviously dove a lot more into detail into the different characters and their families and things. So he could be, well, we know Carrie's father's not in the picture. So could he be Mr. Snell? Could he be like the father of Chris, the bully? I think he's going to be the principal.
They didn't really concentrate much on the parents other than Sue's and Carrie's parents. right?
Yeah, but I'm saying if in case they want to, if they do end up taking aspects of the book that weren't in the movie and there was more detail, maybe there's a character, but I really can't think of anything other than a principal.
Maybe because it's a television show, they can go the route and have a father.
Yeah, so I mean, so Matthew Lillard is having quite the year. I think he's going to be in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 because he was in the first one. He is going to be in Scream 7, and he's in talks to appear in the Carrie TV series.
And don't forget, he was in He's All That, where he played a principal.
Wait, Matthew. Oh, he was in He's All That. I thought I was like, She's All That. He was a student. Oh,
right.
He's All That. He came back for that one with Rachel Lee Cook.
That's right.
Wow, but where was Freddie Prinze Jr.?
He was busy making Punky Brewster.
And I still know. I know what you did last summer, 2025.
But I still know.
Okay, so in other news, for all of you Buffy fans out there, and I know Tim is the biggest Buffy fan.
The 1992 film starring Christy Swanson.
So I am a huge TV series fan. I'm not as much a fan of the movie. Tim likes the movie. I like the TV series. So we've all heard that they are doing a reboot series, and Sarah Michelle Gellar has signed on, which is like the best news for Buffy fans. Yes. What happened was 2 months ago or so, all over the internet, there was like, they were posting that we got this character breakdown of these new characters. One was like the main star was going to be this cerebral 16-year-old named Nova who was supposed to be like a new Slayer. And then her friend's Hugo was an out and proud nerd who comes from money, and Gracie, a young expert on vampires. Anyway, Sarah Michelle Gellar went on record saying all that is fake. She said that those are all fake characters, that whatever got released about those characters are fake. Now, is there a chance she's saying that just to like thwart people away from knowing what's going on, or do you think she's being honest?
I think she's being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think the reason that she's had this longevity of a career is for her honesty.
No, I think she's lying every day.
You know what? You're right. She's a big liar.
But she said, so she's involved in the series, but apparently, and everyone was going crazy, Tim, because I don't follow all these like Buffy groups, but I do see posts about them, and like people were like, oh my God, there's going to be this new Slayer named Nova and all that. And all I kept thinking was, how about Buffy? I want her to be the main character. Anyway.
I just want Julie Benz.
Yes, we want Julie Benz in. Check out our interview with Julie Benz. She is up for returning in this. But anyway, the one thing she has said, and she's gone on record to say, Sarah Michelle Gellar assured people that we will not be doing this reboot unless it's 100% right and there's 100% a reason to do it. So if there's 99% a reason, Tim, she's out.
You know, I've got 99 problems and Buffy ain't one of them.
Buffy ain't one. No, so she is going to make sure that this is a good series. She knows fans want to see her. She's not going to just accept a cameo. I hope they bring a lot of the original characters back. But
you know who I want to come back?
Who?
Christy Swanson.
Oh, you know what? She doesn't exist. Sorry. The limit does not exist. But there is a quote that I really like that she said about Buffy. She said, the whole point of an anti-hero is to be a hero for the people who don't fit in the box, the people who aren't like everybody else. That's who I want to tell stories for, the people that really look to these stories to feel connection. And I think that's really cool because Buffy's very LGBTQ plus friendly. It's just accepting the outsiders and having them feel like they can come to this show and feel like they're accepted. So good on that. Okay.
Bravo.
So in other news, this is very recent, just today, or actually, sorry, just yesterday, but it felt like today, the full trailer for the new supernatural weird relationship horror movie Together, starring Dave Franco and Alison Brie, just dropped. Now, Tim, I want your initial thoughts on this trailer, because it is weird and creepy.
Well, the original trailer before this one definitely dives into something so much more visual, and it looks so intense, especially that last little second of the trailer where it looks like they're like cutting each other, like they got stuck together and then they have to saw themselves apart. Yeah. So whatever's happening in this movie, because they're leaving it kind of vague, which I think is awesome. So it reminds me of The Substance. So I'm really into it and I can't wait to see it, and I'll be there first day.
I think it says in the trailer it's a horror movie about codependency, which I know we all know about something about codependency.
I've experienced it.
And the thing about this is apparently they go into, like Tim said, more detail in this full-length trailer. So you know that Dave Franco and Alison Brie are a married couple. They've moved to the country, I guess, away from their city life, and they're having some marital issues. I think they've grown apart. But I guess you find out they're more codependent. They're more codependent than they thought. But this is what I want to say about my thoughts on this. There looks like there's a whole supernatural element to this movie where there's something going on where they are literally physically merging with each other in some way. This is the one thing I don't want it to be, Tim. Are you ready?
Yes.
I don't want to, we've talked about this on many episodes. I don't want all the supernatural stuff to be in their head and really just be a metaphor for their codependence. Like, if it's all a metaphor for their relationship, I'm out. I want it to be real.
We've been
hauntings.
down that road. Like, you know, I'm seeing scary things because of grief.
Yes. Oh, I'm seeing scary things because I'm afraid of losing
I mean,
you.
it's fine if you do it for like one little 5 minute of a movie and then move on to actual like creature.
Yeah.
But don't give me the whole thing.
No.
Don't you dare.
No, but literally the end of this trailer, it looks like they have merged in some way and she's drilling them apart. So if that is a metaphor, that is quite a
And
fucking
that's something
metaphor.
I haven't seen, and I like that this is original and it's not like digging up, and I'll see either one.
Yeah.
But digging up a movie from 30 or 40 years ago, granted, I will see those films as well, but I like that there's something original coming out.
It's really cool that this trailer is playing the song Happy Together, So Happy Together, and it's like they are in such various stages of like in a relationship, unhappy, then literally physically merging. It looks crazy, but like you mentioned, the substance, I think with the success of the substance, this has a real shot of being incredibly successful because people, I feel like, are more willing to go see a gross out body horror movie as long as there's some sort of message to it.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just want to caveat this. I'm all for messages in movies. I just don't want all the scary stuff to be a metaphor or in their head. I want it to be actual scary stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
110%.
Yes. And the last thing
But I
is,
wish you'd stop being so codependent on me.
I know, Tim and I, look, Tim.
Give me a drill.
Drill them off of me. Anyway, let's do a story about two podcasters that start merging. Can you imagine,
it's
Tim?
funny.
Look. Oh no, you don't want to get close to me.
No, you're gross.
Tim's like, I won't even make that face.
Listen,
Get away from me.
I will make that face. Ready?
Oh, okay. That's smile too. Thank you. Okay, so the last thing we wanted to talk about is that a movie that is releasing this week that we are going to be seeing and reviewing in one of our upcoming episodes is getting really good reviews. Clown in a Cornfield. If you haven't seen the trailer, it's a creepy, scary killer clown movie, but it has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, I hope it lives up to the hype.
That is, and it's almost like it's a blessing and a curse because you go in expecting a lot, but you also go in with such high expectations that if it's not like the greatest movie, you're not going to like it.
Nothing will be.
I do want to say that my nephew, if you've listened to us on our podcast, we had my nephew's 10 and a half. His name is Bix. He loves horror. He got to go to an advanced screening of this movie, and they had a Q&A with the author of the novel because it's based on a series of novels.
Did he ask any questions?
He didn't ask the questions, but he was like the only kid there, so he got to meet the author. His name is Adam Cesari.
Did he get a picture?
He did get a picture. He got a picture, and maybe we can try to post it on this news update, but he got a picture with the author. He said he loved it. My nephew's obsessed with kills, and he loved all the kills. He said they're over the top, great killer clown movie, and it's one of a series. So I'm excited. Are you excited?
So when you say a series, there's going to be sequels? Prequels?
If it does well, it's based on, I think there were 3 books. It's like a young adult horror series, and Clown in a Cornfield is only part 1. So if this movie does well, and I assume it will,
I think it will.
They'll make movies of the sequels. But I love a good killer clown movie. We've had some in the past, but like this one just looks really fun, crazy, and like we're just going to be laughing and loving it.
Laughing and loving it.
Laughing, loving, living.
What's that Julia Roberts movie called? Live, Love, Pray? Pray, Live, Love?
It's called Pray, Live, Love.
Yeah,
it's called
yeah.
Eat, Love, Pray. Eat, Pray, Love.
Oh, it's called Eat Pizza.
Wow, we love Julia Roberts. Anyway, that is our news update for the week. Thanks, everyone. Bye.